In this video, I'll show you 9 ingenious tricks everyone should know by now, even though hardly anyone does. When you see how easily you can make life simpler, you'll be amazed. You'll soon find out what your microwave or panty liners have to do with all this. First, you need to know why you should always unfold a paper clip in the middle before putting it away, because you can really use it again and again. To do this, you should now, as you can see here, hold it in your hand and secure the top part with your fingers. Because if you have a bracelet that you normally can't get around your wrist, you can now simply thread one end of the bracelet through this lower loop. By holding it at the top with your fingers, it stays exactly in that position, and you can very easily wrap the bracelet around your wrist and fasten it again right here. But that's not even the most brilliant thing you're about to see. Wait until I show you how you can save an incredible amount of space with the Japanese bedsheet hanging trick. But first, I want to show you how you can very easily and quickly remove those annoying stickers or price tags from various items, such as books or gifts, especially when you can't just peel them off easily. Because in fact, all you really need for this process is simply some tape. For this, you should also have a lighter on hand. First, you need to carefully stick the tape over the entire sticker or price tag, making sure that a little bit of tape extends out on both the right and left sides. Now, press it down firmly and securely and then grab the lighter. Now, you should carefully and gently go over it with the lighter, not so long that the sticker starts to melt, but just enough to make it nice and warm. This way, you ensure that the tape can really truly stick well and firmly to the sticker. And if you then simply pull it off with the other tape, your price tag or sticker will come off completely, all in one go, without leaving any sticky residue or marks behind on the surface. But have you ever noticed when opening a bottle of sparkling wine that the cap has a little red cover? At least that's the case when the cork is made of plastic, right? Because this is actually an incredibly clever trick. All you have to do is cut off the back part of the cork, which you can see here, completely. Now you can see right through to the other end of the red cap. If you take it off now, you can press the whole thing back onto your bottle of sparkling wine. The advantage is that you now have an extra closure. If you remove the red cap, you can easily pour out some of the sparkling wine, and when you put it back on afterwards, you make sure that the rest stays in the bottle and it keeps much longer. But I also promised you the Japanese bedding hanging trick, which can save you an incredible amount of space, because instead of just hanging your bedding over the drying rack as usual, you should try doing it like this. Take the short side of the bedding and now secure it to one side of the wing of your drying rack. Pull the whole thing underneath until you reach the other side, that is, the other wing. Secure it there as well, and also carefully fix it in the middle so that it stays in place. This way, the bedding now hangs underneath the entire drying rack. And you can do this not only with your bedding, but of course also with your pillowcases as well, for example. As you can see here, this way you have a lot more space that you can use, for example, to hang something else in between. But the trick with the bed sheets is even more ingenious, because they really take up the entire space of a drying rack. You can do it even better if you hang it inside out over the first wing of the drying rack, as you can see here, then pull it underneath and hang the other side over the other wing. And this even works with very large bed sheets, because here I have a 2x2 meter bed sheet. And here in the middle, we now really have an incredible amount of space to store all sorts of things in between. When you see in a moment why you should thread a keyring like this through your pants to save a lot of money, you're going to freak out. But first, let me show you why you should always stick these felt strips to your windows and doors. And not just there are even more ways to use them, because you can get these felt strips in all sorts of sizes and shapes. But first, we need to prepare it a little bit, because thanks to its absorbent top surface, we can make sure that an essential oil, such as peppermint oil, fits perfectly on top and gets absorbed a bit. You could also use eucalyptus oil. You'll see in a moment why it should be these particular oils. Another good option is, for example, lavender oil. Once you've stuck the whole thing on, we can take advantage of the adhesive properties on the back, because now you can actually stick them behind your windows or doors. You can also hide them a little behind the curtain so they're not immediately visible. However, you should always do it where you regularly open the windows. Of course, you can also simply stick them on the outside, on your masonry near the windows, or directly onto the window frames. But what exactly is the point of all this? Since mosquitoes can't stand these scents at all, you can already prevent them from entering your home in the first place when you open the windows. But as promised, here comes the incredibly clever trick for why you should thread such a key ring through your pants, and how you can even save money with it. First, unbutton your pants and grab a key ring. Of course, it shouldn't be a colored one. I'm just using a colored one now to make it clearer for you. Now, You can carefully thread the small metal keyring through the top part of your zipper, where there is a small hole. Do this until it's pulled all the way through. Now you can simply use it to gently pull the zipper up. Once you have pulled it up, you should carefully loop the keyring over your button, just like you can see here. Because even after doing that, you are still able to close the button as usual. In the end, you won't be able to see the keyring at all on your pants. The advantage of this is that if you have a zipper that keeps coming undone, you can prevent it this way and you don't have to buy a new zipper, or even worse, throw away the pants just because the zipper doesn't work anymore. Even more ingenious is this secret function on the microwave, which almost every microwave has, but most people have no idea about. Because if you use your microwave regularly, then you probably know this problem too. You prepare something, and when the time you set on the microwave is up, it starts beeping. And it's so loud that if it's already late at night, it really wakes up everyone in the house. And you can actually turn this off. Most of the time, it works with a special key combination, since there isn't a direct button where you can immediately see that you can turn this function on or off. Ideally, of course, you still have the user manual. If not, many modern microwaves have a QR code on them where you can easily view the user manual online. Or alternatively, you can try the following button combination. For me, it's the child lock button together with the stop button. If I hold this button down for approximately 3 seconds, everything will automatically turn off, and the microwave itself will no longer make any beeping sounds. Of course, I can also turn it back on the same way using the same key combination. With many microwaves, you simply have to hold down the 1 or 2 button, if there is one, for a few seconds. If you can't find it right away, as I said, you should check the user manual or see if you can access it online somewhere, because then your microwave will also stop beeping when it's done. Because the best always comes at the end, I have 2 incredible tricks for you. Do you know this situation too? You have a necklace that's really tangled up and sometimes you just can't manage to get it undone with your hands. Just try the following. All you need to untangle the knot in literally seconds is, first, a bit of baby oil. Grab a small amount of baby oil, lay the necklace on the table, and put a small drop of the baby oil right on the knot. In the second step, you'll also need some needles. Just 2 of these needles are completely sufficient. Now use the needles to go directly into the knot. First, take 1 needle and gently move it around a bit. At some point, you'll pick up the second needle and start pulling the necklace apart. It won't take long before you find the first knot that you can pull apart this way. Repeat this process as many times as needed until you've removed all the knots from the necklace. It really goes incredibly fast. So what's the deal with the panty liner trick that everyone is talking about? All you need for this is a panty liner and an essential oil. There are also other options, which I'll show you in a moment. Now put a few drops of the essential oil directly onto the panty liner. As another option, for example, I also have a perfume. If you just spray a little bit of your favorite perfume on it, or for example use a pleasant smelling room fragrance, it works just as well to freshen things up. You can also put some mouthwash on it if you don't have any of the things I just mentioned available at home. After that, you shouldn't just stick the panty liner onto the lid of your trash can as it is. Instead, you should cut it into smaller pieces first, making sure they fit nicely. If you want, you can also cut it in such a way that you can't even tell it's a panty liner anymore, for example by just cutting out a small round piece. All you have to do now is carefully open the lid of your trash can and stick this piece right underneath the lid. Because this way, every time you open the trash can, you'll be greeted by a refreshing fragrance instead of the stinky contents of your bin. But no one will see where it's coming from. If you want to see even more incredibly clever tricks that hardly anyone knows but everyone really should, then check out the video you now see on the screen. Just click on it.